In year two, Dusty may sees Michigan basketball being even more unique. Ann Arbor, the sample size is admittedly small. At the midway point of summer practices, the majority of the Michigan basketball roster has been together for only a week and there's only been a few full-team workouts. But with most of the squad on campus, Coach Dusty May likes what he sees in the early stages as the Wolverines begin to take shape and gear up for the 2025-26 campaign. I probably will have an optimistic outlook every year going into the season, May said Sunday. We get to choose our players, so hopefully we're not choosing guys that we don't like or that we don't believe in or that we don't want to coach. By nature, I'm going to be optimistic, but I like our team. They seem to be a competitive group. They came in better shape than we anticipated. We have a lot of weapons. Following an off-season of roster turnover, May and Michigan reloaded with 4 transfers: guard Elliot Cadeau, North Carolina, forwards Morris Johnson Jr., Illinois, and Yaxel Lindeborg, UAB, and center Ade Mara, UCLA, who will play prominent roles. There's also an infusion of young talent with 5 freshmen, headlined by top 100 recruits Trey McKinney and Winters Grady. Malik Cordell, a center from Germany, is the only one in the quintet who hasn't made it to campus yet, but May expects him to arrive very soon. Despite all the new faces, May built the roster with a similar vision in mind. He didn't want to be like every other Big Ten team last season in his first year at the helm. He wanted to be different. He wanted distinct lineups that could give the Wolverines an advantage. That came to fruition with the pick-and-roll action with 7-footers Danny Wolf and Vlad Golden that became a staple of Michigan's offense. There was even the time in the Big Ten tournament when May deployed a big lineup with forward Will Cheddar, Wolf, and Golden. I think we can be even more unique than last season, May said. There's ebbs and flows in every season. There's give and take with every substitution decision. Offensively, I think when you have talented players, you can figure out a way to be efficient enough to win. It usually comes down to, can those bigger guys guard smaller, quicker players? Can you keep the ball out of the paint and still contest on the perimeter? I think there'll be times when we roll out a rare big lineup. Then there's going to be other times we have one of our skilled guys at center, so we can be explosive offensively. There'll be times when we need to score quickly, so we'll downsize and play the faster, smaller lineup. As May and his staff begin to evaluate the roster, they've already started experimenting, notably utilizing Lindeborg like they did last season with Wolf as a ball handler and playmaker in pick-and-rolls. However, May doesn't think the Wolverines will need to rely on the 4-5 ball screens as frequently as they did last year, given the depth, talent, and versatility across the board. Several newcomers have already taken notice of that in the early going. We have a lot of guys that can flip-flop and play different types of roles, said McKinney, who won Michigan's Mr. Basketball award last season. Everybody can pass, everybody can shoot. We have size in the front court, and sometimes in the back court we can play a bigger lineup. We're definitely going to have size this year where we attack the offensive glass. We're going to have a lot of strengths this year. Added Lindeborg, we have so many assets, 1 through 5. McKinney, for example, has been playing off and on the ball at both guard spots. Lindeborg has slid up and down the lineup, from small forward to center, and has been on the receiving end of lobs from Cadeau, something that didn't happen often last season at UAB. Johnson is being deployed in multiple ways in the front court. Mara is being used in both the high and low post, where he can take advantage of his 7'3" frame and passing ability to find open teammates. And that's not even including the varied skill sets of the returning players who will factor into the rotation, like guards Namari Burnett, L.J. Kaysen, and Roddy Gale Jr., as well as Cheddar. Practice the first day, I was impressed that we weren't selfish, Mara said. We like to pass the ball. We know where we have to be and where we have to go every time on the court. I like the way we play, and I think it fits everyone. As Michigan's summer work rolls on, May will continue to tinker with all the pieces and find a way to put them in the right place. I do think we have a group that we're going to have to figure out who plays the best with who and try to align those minutes, May said. That's what we have to do these next 3 or 4 weeks, is figure out who connects with who, and which guys don't need the ball with this group and they're more aggressive with that group. That self-awareness will ultimately decide whether we're going to be good or not.